Greetings and welcome to the channel, the Shotgun Shogun. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're not new here, well, welcome back. On today's quick character guide, we're going to be taking a look at the free unit Dan. But before we get to that, make sure you stick around to the end of the video to find out how you can enter to win some free summons. This 4-star wind unit is a little bit of a sleeper on design, but shouldn't be a sleeper on your list of units to build. Mostly because when it comes to wind units, there are, well, only 3 of them. Currently, you only have 4 hunt units. 882 HP puts him at the bottom of the barrel. An attack of 546 puts him also at the bottom of the list. 396 defense is second to last. However, 110 speed does put him second from the top. So overall, very balanced stats for the only wind hunt unit currently in the game. Moving on to his skills, he has 2 Night Spear techniques. North Wind, his basic skill, deals 50 to 110% of his attack to a single enemy. Who would have guessed? Torrent deals 130 to 286% of his attack to a single enemy, as well as on a critical hit, reduces the enemy's target speed by 15% for 2 turns on a critical hit. So this is good to slow down a prime target for some lapping. His ultimate, Ethereal Dream, deals 240 to 432% of his attack to a single enemy. However, if the enemy is slowed, the damage multiplier increases by 72 to 129%. So setting up skill 2 into his ultimate is going to deal some absolutely massive damage. His talent, Superiority of Reach, well, because he has a spear and can poke you with it from a distance, increases his wind resistance penetration by 18 to 39% when targeted by an ally's ability, and can only be triggered once until Dan takes 2 turns. This will be really good for setting up a skill 2 ultimate combo right after slamming a heal or a shield onto him, or, well, a Bronya Ting Yun buff. His technique will increase his attack by 40% for 3 turns. As you can see, he has a very good single target big damage boss killer kit. For traces, you have Hidden Dragon, which sounds super cool. When Dan's HP is at 50% of max or lower, it reduces the chance that Dan will be targeted by enemies. So this should be good at keeping him on the field when he is getting slammed. Shadow of Despair is going to have a 50% chance to increase his speed by 20% for 2 turns whenever he launches an attack. Sadly, this wall can't stack. High Gale is going to provide Dan with 40% more damage to slowed enemies, which synergizes very well with his Torrent skill. Bam! Eidolon time. E1. When the enemy's hit points are above 50%, Dan's crit chance is increased by 15%. This is really big as crit chance is a tough stat to build, and this gives you 15% raw stats right off the rip from the start of the fight. It does dip a little bit later after they're below 50%, but by that time you should just be cleaning up the fight. E2, this is going to reduce the talent cooldown by 1 turn, bringing this talent down to 1 turn overall. E3 is going to be your stat upgrade. E4, balance like the sun in the sky, is going to advance Dan forward 100% after his ultimate defeats an enemy. This will be great for looping and chain killing enemies. E5 is going to be another stat upgrade. And finally, E6 will further reduce an enemy's speed by 10% when slow is triggered by a skill, so this will make his skill slow by 25%. For gear, you will want to focus on Musketeer for early and mid-game, moving into Twilight Line set in later game to increase wind damage by 10% and giving him a 25% push after using his ultimate. If you do have his E4, you can stick to Musketeer as killing with his ultimate will push him forward as well. For Planar Ornament, you will want to go with Celestial Differentiator to increase his crit rate and damage for endgame, and Inert Salsado if you are having a hard time hitting that 80% crit rate. Though with his E1, as well as a crit chance chest piece, this shouldn't be too hard to reach. For Light Cones, Hunt characters have an insane amount of options considering, well, there's only 4 units. In the Night or Cruising in the Stellar Sea will obviously be the best in slot, with Cruising in the Stellar Sea covering some of the crit loss when an enemy goes below 50% HP by providing 8 to 16% crit to the already base 8 to 16% provided. When you defeat an enemy, you will get 20 to 40% increase to your attack for 3 turns as well. In the Night does provide more crit above 50%, but not as much when below 50%. Increasing basic attack and skill damage for every 10 speed over 100 speed is nice, seeing as it will increase that damage by 6 to 12% and crit damage by 8 to 16% for the ult, when this will stack up to 8 times. So if you are a Giga Whale with a maxed out knight, he will be doing insane damage. However, if you are balling on a budget, only Silence Remains will be your go-to, increasing his attack by up to 32%, increasing his crit rate by 12 to 24 when there are 2 or fewer enemies on the field. This will be great for bossing, which he excels at. There are currently only 3 wind units. One of them is Bronya, who is more of a supporter than a DPS, and the other is Sampo. So when it comes to needing a wind breaker, you don't have too many options. Dan brings a lot of single target damage and really shines in modes like Forgotten Halls. Teaming him up with a unit like Well is also a great combo, as both of them will be dropping slows and zooming around and dealing a good chunk of damage. But let me know what you guys think. Again, his model is very mid, but overall his kit for bossing, which is going to be some of the harder content in the game, is actually kind of nutty for a free unit. Hey you, yeah you, person who made it to the end of this video. Do you like free stuff? I do. And that is why I'm going to give you some free stuff. That's right, if you take a look down in the description, you'll find a link to a sign up for a giveaway. We will be doing bi-weekly giveaways, so make sure you head down there and sign up to get a chance to potentially win some gift cards that we will be giving out that you can use on Honkai Star Rail. As always, if you guys like this content, like, fave, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, homies. Peace out.
Crack it.